Hi guys, it's Peter again. I actually missed talking to you guys briefly. I don't want to lie to you guys. I was running out of things to say, which was pretty sad because I started, but no, I haven't given up. We are gonna still push through this together. This video is a little different, but I think I am gonna include this part of my YouTube channel because my title or my YouTube channel name is Money and Biceps. And I want to be just bluntly honest with you guys. I'm thinking about utilizing YouTube, a platform to, I suppose, film my journey and also what I really like and passionate about. And I really do believe bodybuilding or any form of exercise. I think for most of our age, late 20s and early 30s, our exercise happens to be for most of us just going to the gym instead of like maybe I used to play like rugby. Maybe it's not really a rugby anymore. Maybe it's not so much going to the boxing club or jiu-jitsu. We get old and our friends become busy, so those of us who like exercise, I think for most of us we end up just going gym. So I film arm workout video, and I want to actually go over and show you guys all the techniques and everything I have learned. I am actually 90% confident if you listen to what I have to say and try them out. I am 90% guaranteed you will see the result. So without further ado, I'm gonna look at the workout videos that I filmed and then I'll go over. Okay, it looks like the very first exercise. Oh, before we do that, I have to be honest. You know me, I'm always gonna be honest with you guys. I injured my shoulders. Remember, I sprained a two like or a few tendons that are shoulder tendons that are responsible for pushing and raising sideways. So for some time, my workout will be unorthodox. As in, I'm not saying those exercises are inferior. It's just exercise I usually don't do because for me, I prefer certain other exercises. And for me, and I realize for me and for many people, the other exercises are superior. However, I still wanted to start working out, being smart about my shoulder tendons. So I'm going to also tell you what they are. Okay. Very first video you guys going to see is tricep. I'm working out my tricep. Quick note, you don't have to have an arm day. In my personal opinion, arms are so small and easy muscles to train. I think you could have like chest and tricep day or chest and bicep day and back and bicep day or shoulder and bicep day, shoulder and tricep day. Yeah, arm day is more of like a bro split in my opinion. Is it waste of time, Peter? Absolutely not. No, you directly train arms. It's just I noticed for most people, we can't really go to gym 6, 7 days a week. So dedicating entire day purely for arm, unless you really have nothing but time to go to gym, yeah, please do it. If that was the case, I will specifically have arm day too. But for most of us, we are kind of busy, right? So structuring your workout is important. And in my opinion, arms are very easy to train if you do it right. No ego curling, no ego extension. If you have a proper technique for arm training, I cannot say this enough. Please, unless you're a professional arm wrestler or you want to break the world curl record, arms are for bodybuilding, period. It ain't no powerlifting. So please remember that. So with that mindset, arms are really easy to train, easy to stimulate. So personally, I would not have an arm day unless you really have a lot of time. I would split them and put them into like after training your major bigger muscle group. Anyway, sorry about a long introduction, but I want to really inform you guys as much as I can. Looks like first exercise I am doing machine tricep extension. I never will count my reps. Guys, try not to count your reps. Just do it until your muscles can no longer like move. Maybe or like 90% of max. Maybe not like complete failure. You want to go failure? You could go. but you don't necessarily have to go failure if you have time and you could target the muscle with heavy volume. I believe that's what I was doing because for this specific exercise right now, because of my shoulder tendon injury, I wasn't trying to push myself. I knew from the get go when I was going in, instead of increasing my intensity, let's do a lot of volume. Both are right. You could have a lot of volume or intensity. It looks like I was trying to go slower on the eccentric part. So essentially, it's this movement. I was trying to slow, and then I was going kind of fast, not too fast, and then I would think I was trying to hold at the end too. I personally don't do this exercise. Machine tricep extension. It just feels a little funny on your elbow, and you guys who are 20s, you guys won't know what I'm talking about. But those late 20, early 30s, you guys have some elbow issue like me too, right? So for this exercise, I noticed I gotta just rep it out a lot. Like the warm up set, I'm doing like 70 reps just to warm up my elbow. It is effective, but at the same time, it just for me, my elbow feels funny when I do this exercise. So great exercise, but personally, I would not actually do this as a first exercise because it takes a long time for you warm up to elbow. And please, guys, oh my god, I cannot emphasize this enough. You gotta warm up your elbow before you do any shoulder press, bench press, or a tricep, a workout. Eventually, when you get old, when you hit my age and older, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Okay, next exercise, I did bicep. It looks like I'm doing machine bicep curl. Guys, when you have an arm day, you could train tricep first and then bicep. You could train bicep first and then tricep, or you could do tricep, bicep, tricep, bicep. Please don't get overly complicated things. Science is important when you exercise, but not crazy important where all you're doing is thinking so much. Okay, you want to do tricep or two exercise and then do one bicep, doesn't matter. Okay, the key point is being consistent enough to go to gym. It's not about having what is the perfect science way to execute. Please don't do that. You're just gonna stress yourself out. Okay, I'm doing machine bicep curl, and as you can see, uh, a lot of my movements are very controlled. Young guys out there, how do I get big arms? If I have a big arms, I think I have a decent sized big arms. It was not from ego curling. It was not from ego machine dips or close grip bench press. It was really, really feeling my bicep. You gotta feel your biceps. Okay? Do not ego curl, please. You are gonna pull something. You get to my age, you will hurt yourself. It's gonna sound so funny if you tell your friends you gotta hurt yourself from curling. So please, no ego curling. Control your movement. I personally love machine curl. I really do. I think I actually like this more so than a straight bar preacher curl because it's kind of easy on my wrist. I mean, if you're going pretty good weight, either way shouldn't matter. But I personally find machine bicep curl really, really effective because I noticed that it is very, very easy for me to control the movement. And I really do feel constant tension from the bottom, mid, and top. Because a lot of times for free weight straight bar preacher curl, when you're at top, because most of us trying to catch breath, we kind of go like this, and then we're technically resting. It's not that bad. It's okay. But for biceps, I personally recommend where you engage in a movement or create a movement or choosing an exercise where movement is just constant and you feel the constant tension. So it looks like we're having nice controlled form. And next exercise, I jumped into a straight bar tricep extension cable. Okay, I want to show you something. If you look at my form carefully, you see how like I go down like this, and then I turn like this. If you see it, the reason why I do it is I'm trying to really get that extra squeeze on this part. I'll show you. Like outer edge of tricep. And for me, how I do it is I go down and turn my shoulder a little bit. Not too crazy. And guys, don't um go too heavy on this. You will hurt your elbow, and don't go too heavy on this and then turn your shoulder. You might pop something on your shoulder, so don't do that. And please, as you can see, control the entire movement. Okay, and feel that tricep. This is actually one of the exercise I normally do. I'm trying to see if I could give you guys more pointer here, but no, yeah, this is pretty good. Next exercise, it looks like we're standing in the cable, and we grab the cable pretty high, and we're curling. Okay, a lot of science-based YouTube guru, especially I think Dr. Mike Israelti from his Renaissance video. He kind of said this is useless because of the angle, how you kind of there's not much of attention in this right this one, and he claims any muscle gets most stimulated when there's a load on the stretch part. Okay, so like he's saying this really doesn't work. Okay, logically I get it, but you know what? Maybe it's a bro science of me a little bit. This works for me. This exercise, a cable curl, like you grab it high. This really works for me. I don't go crazy high. I wrap that out. I wrap it out, and I feel nice pump. And no, a pump does not equate you are getting technically really good workout, or you're getting good pump. It does not equate you're getting good workout. Okay, but this really works for me. You guys should try it out. But I know actually a lot of science-based YouTube fitness crew don't really recommend this exercise. But you know what? I've been doing this for years, and I really like it. But maybe, yeah, maybe this didn't help me have a big bicep, but I always did do it. A part of my arm day routine if I have an arm day. Okay. If you guys do try it. Oh, okay. One thing. I don't know if you guys ever notice. Whenever I do any bicep curl, I don't fully extend because it freaking hurts my elbow when I do. I know some science based lifter go, no, you got to lock your elbow. No, I do right before. It's just more comfortable for my bicep tendon, more comfortable for my elbow. So try to go as much as you can and feel that stretch, but you don't gotta lock out like this, okay? You will really hurt yourself. Objective is to not get hurt, okay? Please do not get hurt. Don't slow yourself down by ego lifting. Okay, next exercise, what we call skull crusher or straight bar line tricep extension. Okay, you guys see how I am doing skull crusher? Little unorthodox, right? Um, laying down in a bench press area. Oh, please don't do this when there's a line in the bench press. I was working out pretty late time at this time, so there was absolutely no one. But as you can see, how I'm laying down, position myself to do this exercise is my body's out, as you can see, and I'm just putting my back on the bench. Try this out, guys. Please, please try this out. When you guys are doing skull crusher, please try two things. One, try to do my way instead of just laying down fully on the regular bench. Try to do this way. And two, use that bench bar and then control the weight. I promise you, this is gonna be like tricep killer. I personally think if if I got big tricep, I don't think I do, but if I did, this is one of the exercise that definitely contributed. And I got to give this credit to uh, old Korean professional bodybuilder named Kang Kyung Won. I was watching his workout video maybe like 15 years ago, and I tried it. Oh my god, I always do this tricep exercise. Um, Last week I couldn't do this because my shoulder tendon wouldn't allow me. But I think today or whenever I was doing this exercise, my shoulder was letting me allow it. But if you have a shoulder tendons, don't do this exercise. You will feel it. And if you have a lot of elbow issue, this is also unfortunately exercise you gotta avoid because it puts kind of a lot of pressure on your elbow. Um, but if you don't have any elbow, you should try this out, guys. You will feel really good on this one. I promise you. Okay, next exercise, I'm doing one arm dumbbell preacher curl. I personally do not prefer this angle. I'm only doing this because of my shoulder tendon injury. I prefer whenever I do preacher curl, I do more incline. So, like this. As you can see, my arm is not inclined. I'm pretty much straight, right? Only reason I did this because it puts almost no stress on my shoulder. The reason why I don't like this exercise is because at the bottom position, I don't really feel a lot of tension. Okay, and it is really important. For bicep, you gotta feel that tension at the stretch part. And only way you guys can do, instead of doing this way, you gotta put your arm in more inclined preacher. I personally don't recommend this exercise. Um, this is almost like a variation of a concentration curl, but I personally do believe concentration curl is way better than how I'm doing. But if you're gonna do preacher curl, I do recommend you doing an incline angle. Okay, you gotta feel that load on the stretch part. If you do this, you won't feel a lot of load. I personally do not like this exercise. Next exercise looks like a one arm dumbbell line tricep extension. Look at the angle I do this. Okay, if you have shoulder injury, don't do this. If you have elbow injury, don't do this either. It puts both tendons in a bad position. As you can see, how I'm only doing the negatives, and you see how I'm using my other hand to push it because I think I was feeling something funny on my shoulder. That's why I was only doing negative. But normally, no, you are supposed to do the execute the rep. Now, you guys want to grow a lateral part of the tricep, so essentially like outer edge. In my personal opinion, this is the best exercise. This is really by far, in my opinion, the best exercise to really stimulate the outer part of tricep. No, any tricep exercise supposed to train entire tricep if you do it right. However, depending on which exercise does put little more emphasis on little different angle. And personally, after years of experience, this particular exercise definitely puts that more stress or emphasis on outer part of a tricep. And you guys, whoever is lacking outer part of tricep, try this out. And if you have really developed outer tricep and you have relatively a low body fat, uh, you can see the tricep popping out of a t-shirt during summer when you wear that. Okay, next video, I think I'm showing you guys exactly which part that particular exercise focuses on. So please try that out, guys. So I usually do barbell curl for my bicep. It's just my shoulder wouldn't allow me, so I couldn't do it. And I also usually do dumbbell incline curl, where you kind of lay down incline where your arms are stretched like this. But this definitely, my shoulder definitely did not like that, so I can't do those exercises for a while. So I decided to do a lat pull down instead of trying to engage the lat. I was trying to engage the bicep more here, and I'm using straight bar here. I do here and there include this exercise actually. It does, in a different way, put stress on biceps. And I personally like what I like about this exercise is I switch grip after I do underhand and put more emphasis on a bicep. When I get tired, I switch grip this way, and then I try to do it so I grow that forearm muscle. Those of you who neglect forearm exercise, do not neglect them. It's like a girl decided to go get a butt implant, but she never works out, so she got skinny legs. It looks funny. So please train your forearms. It looks nice when you have a nice bicep, tricep, and a forearm. This exercise I sometimes do, but I don't always do. But I would not do this as a first exercise. Some of you might go, oh, but Peter, this looks like compound movement. Technically, yeah, but the way I'm doing it is so that it's not compound movement. The way I'm doing it is so that I'm isolating bicep muscle. So I prefer that you guys don't do this as a first exercise, okay? Because your ego might kick in and go really heavy, and now you're working out your back instead of bicep. Next exercise. Okay, this is actually one of my favorite tricep exercise. Machine close grip press, or you guys could do this in the bench press. However, I have noticed personally when I do close grip press in machine, where I wouldn't say gravity, it's just the resistance is pulling me this way. I feel more on my tricep than when I were to do in the flat bench and do close grip bench press. I'm able to control in a way. I stimulate tricep a whole lot better than if I were to be on the a regular bench and then doing close grip bench. I think, however, my shoulder was feeling kind of funny, so I usually go a whole lot slower, and I usually really try to feel that squeeze at the top or almost lockout. It's just my shoulder wouldn't let me. But in order to properly execute this exercise, guys, um, go really slow on eccentric. And when you lock out, feel that tricep, especially edge, the outer part of tricep, being really flexed. Moving on to, yeah, I think my shoulder was feeling funny, so I switched to underhand, but it was kind of feeling funny when I go slow, so I think I kind of gave up this exercise. Yeah, I shook my head, I think indicating, yeah, this is not good for my shoulder right now. Next exercise looks like dips. Uh, yeah, I would not personally recommend that grip. It's just I had to use that grip because my shoulder. Okay, and normally, guys, I actually okay. I love dips, but for triceps, I'm gonna tell you, I like tricep doing on the bench. Like you kind of on the side way, you lift your leg using dumbbell, and then doing dips, seated dips. Yeah, for me, that feels the most for triceps, not machine dips, not your body weight dips. No, 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 no. For tricep growth, what I always included was seated dips. Okay. And also, which I couldn't do for this arm day because of my shoulder. Yeah, seated dips, try that out. It's a killer. And diamond push up, where you put your hand like this. That is also one of the best exercise to grow the outer part of tricep. Okay. So most cases when I have arm day, usually I don't have an arm day. The reason why I had an arm day was because I can't train my chest and shoulders right now because of my shoulder injury. So I could only do all kinds of legs and back and arms right now. Okay. But usually I don't have arm day. But when I did have an arm day, uh, when I was like back in 20, this was my top tricep exercise, which was close grip bench press and seated dips, a skull crusher, the way I was showing you, and overhead a dumbbell extension, which I didn't do because of shoulder. Hopefully, next time I do arms, I'll show you guys, and diamond push-ups. And I also believe the one arm dumbbell lying extension where I went like this. I think those 5 and 6 exercise were for me the most I always did to have the really big tricep and strong triceps too. And for biceps, I never really. I think for biceps, I always just did kind of whatever. But if I have to choose two, I can think of for sure is a machine curl and concentration curl. I think those two I always did for my bicep more so than barbell because barbell I tried to avoid it and dumbbell curl too because when I was so obsessed with having big arm, I was like in my 20 and I was ego lifting really bad, so I couldn't really stimulate the arm. So there was really not much a point. Okay, so yes, guys, for arms, it's for bodybuilding. It's not powerlifting. Okay, if you're going to gym and curling and doing tricep extension, 90% of you guys are doing for because you guys want to have a big nice arm, not because you want to break the world Guinness record of the curl, not because you want to some other reason. Okay, if that's the case, you have to approach training arm, very smart with technique. Please stop ego lifting with for arm. You will not grow. It may grow actually. It will grow, but it will slow the growth. Okay, so really control the weight, light enough where you feel the muscle. Okay, and yes, arm training. I wouldn't say arm training. You have to train bicep and tricep if you want to have a big bicep and tricep. You do need to directly still stimulate them. One of my old mentor in bodybuilding told me this because he had a really big arm. Maybe this is true. Maybe this is true. Okay, this is what he told me. Having big arms is a bunch of combination. Years of training, genetics, a diet, your supplements, training technique. Okay, but this is what he told me. Peter, I think I got big arms from really heavy bench press and a lot of pull-ups. Okay, I did a lot of heavy bench press on my chest day, and on my back day, I did a lot of pull-ups, 10 sets of 10, 100 reps. So I said then, okay, then why do you have arm day? If you got big arms from heavy bench press on chest day and 10 by 10 or pull up on your back day. And he said, so that when I do bench press, when I do pull up on my chest and back day, my triceps and biceps stamina don't give out before chest and back muscle. So he was training arms, not necessarily to really have a big arm, little bit, but more so for him was so that when he goes bench press on chest day and when he does pull up on back day, he built enough endurance. His muscles have enough surface area to recruit oxygen or whatever, water, to last that brutal chest and back day. And little bit of me, half of me, I think I do believe him. Because time when I had really big arm, I don't have a big arm right now, but I think 5 or something years ago when my arms were really massive, that was when I used to bench 4 or 5 for reps. And that was also when I did a lot of weighted pull-ups. And I wanna agree a little bit that he might be right. Very pro science, but at least for me, maybe mentally I was hooked onto his idea. But I think, yeah, really a lot of heavy chest day and a lot of pull ups definitely had big arms, if I can remember. But anyway, I'm not saying try that, but yeah, try my way the way I did, arm workout. You guys try it, and I think once a week I'm gonna post you guys workout video. No, not every day is arm day. There are gonna be days where I emphasize on hamstring or glutes, which is boring for most of us, but it is necessary. You need to build your body balanced. It's a systematic. Your body is a systematic. Your lower body needs to be a well foundation to have a nice upper body. I forgot the entire science logic, but I'm telling you right now, I am right now. I am right. You can't just train upper body. You will stop the progress fast. Okay, you need to train entire body. Thanks for watching, guys. I will talk to you guys very soon.